Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here again at BONK. I got a request from one of my community members here, so we're just going to dive right in, kind of see what's going on with this chart. We can double check a few key factors. We'll verify some fib levels here too, and kind of just see how much higher this could go. It does look like that. What is it? That'd be 130. I'll just summarize with saying 130, 130,000 is essentially that resistance level here for us based on the most recent high. So just keep an eye on that. That is potential resistance with the 200-day, sorry, that's the 50-day SMA hanging out above the price action. Before we get into that, though, I just want to say thank you again to my community members. I deeply appreciate the awesome feedback. We have some awesome community members here, too. Check them out over in our Discord. But the truth is, took some nice, healthy profits from Solana in roughly 1 week, 50%. That was a 5x leverage trade. Bitcoin, 10x leverage trade, 62%. And, of course, another 5x from DOT at about 18% in 16 hours. So, again, I get the question a lot, hey, why don't you increase the leverage? Well, because I don't want to get my face melted and I got a lot of traders underneath me. We like to be safe and conservative. So if you like slow, consistent, steady profits, you probably shouldn't look any further. But again, if you want to go get demolished with some other group, feel free to do so. But my whole premise is to make sure that you learn how to trade and survive the markets. Don't just enjoy one bull market. You can enjoy the bear markets too, right? All right, so what we want to look at here for BONK is a couple of things. First of all, volume profile. We got a pretty heavy amount of volume down below, but if we do zoom out, we can kind of see it changes the scenario here. So let's zoom out and kind of get perspective on this most recent time frame. How much volume is where? Okay, we want to kind of understand that. Is typically you're going to see more volume at lower price points. Obviously, it's more affordable to pay, a fraction, 50,000 versus 130,000, right? So generally speaking, we see a large concentration there. If we exclude that, and we just kind of look at the most recent time frame here, we can see the most amount of volume for us is probably right here at about that 120,000 mark. Okay, that's all below the price action right now. So it's a good sign. That basically means we're on the right side of the tracks. While volume isn't super high recently, it's increasing. It's not, compared to before, it's not that much, but it's definitely a thing. Okay, another thing to recognize too as well, if you can kind of see this here, this descending trend line, where we could see the price making effectively lower highs and lower lows. It retested that level 3 times. We finally broke free, and now we're taking off. Okay, so just know 130,000 is the resistance level. Price could waver in between there, but generally speaking, 120K or 120, that is essentially the number where we see the most amount of volume, and that's going to be somewhat of a support level for us. Okay, so just some things to kind of think of there. So big picture here, daily time frame, where we're at. Well, we're up over 50 on the RSI, phenomenal situation there. Money flow index is trailing behind, but still pretty high considering. MACD is converging as well, so we've got all bullish signs here on the daily, minus that 130,000 resistance. Okay, so we just got to be mindful that's going to be a thing. Okay, and this coin has a tendency of running, so if we do close above that level at some point, I think it would be worth considering a long. Right now, we can see here about 100 and what is this? You could round up and say 120, but more so like 119 roughly is where the 200-day SMA is hanging out. And that's a good thing, basically implying that we have support below the price action. We can also see here as well that we're up over 70 on the RSI. I love to see this. Most people are like, what are you talking about? Why is this a good thing? You're overextended. And everyone knows you're going to sell. No, you wait till the price action comes back down to 70, and that's when you consider selling, because you get way more profit than when the price comes up to that first level. Again, that's pending it breaks through that level and has to have somewhat of a catalyst. And with Bitcoin being, up over almost at 49,000 at this point, 48K, I think we're going to be able to see this sustain itself here. Keep in mind, it could pull back, strong likelihood, Bitcoin dominance is high. The price of Bitcoin is subject to reversal, at least at that 45K mark where that 0.618 fib level is at. So to me, it makes a lot more sense for the price of Bitcoin altcoins to come down here soon. And if you're going to short into that, I just recommend extreme caution. I don't recommend shorting at all, period. Honestly, that's just me. I'd much rather wait for a better long opportunity on some of these coins. But different strokes for different folks. Some people are just permanently bearish, and there's nothing you can do to change that. Either way, try not to attach yourself to a certain bias. If you're still thinking that Bitcoin's not going to pass 44,000, you missed the boat. If you still think that we're going to see low 30,000s, you're probably in the wrong mindset, because that's a far ways away now. There's so much institutional money in the market right now, it's going to be hard pressed to see the price come down tremendously lower. That's just me personally. Again, all the more reason to consider stacking longs instead of shorts. Taking a look at the hourly here, we can see a pretty obvious indication of overextension. So I'm not saying the price is never going to turn around here. It just, there's a lot of momentum, and it doesn't make a ton of sense for the price to pull back tremendously. It makes more sense for the price to go sideways and up. So what will we see here in this situation? Well, we saw 119, 120 as a volume profile support. So there's a solid chance we're going to see the price, if it does pull back, come down to somewhere in this range here. Okay, we've got some fib levels in between there, so we got 123 as well as 116 as two potential supports. So I think there's a strong chance we're going to see one of those two levels tested, more likely 120 and then a pivot, and the price continue higher from there. Okay. Again, corrections happen all the time. It's very natural for a price to pull back after being up for so long. I mean, if you got in down there at about the 106 range, you're probably up somewhere about 20%. So congrats to you if you got that. That's awesome. That's very, very cool. But again, try not to get greedy too either, right? So all the more reason to consider taking profits. Unless this is your spot bag, there's really no reason just to let it ride. Because while you could get 1,000% return, why not settle with 500%? It's still money in the bank, and it allows you to continue to grow your portfolio. Always adjust your stop loss higher as the price gets into profit too. That's something that most people don't know, and it's really appropriate to secure profits whenever possible. Okay. So again, just some friendly advice. I wish I could have told that to everybody, because I would have probably half the members in my community that are trying to recover their portfolio because of following Tom, Dick, and Harry online, who's doing a 500% return on a 100x leverage trade. That's garbage, folks. Low leverage, low position sizing, it's king. I can assure you that, at least if you want to be able to sustain the market. If you love winning $10,000 and the next minute losing $12,000, then by all means continue to use high leverage. But it's just not healthy, and I see it happen all the time, and I have to help people with their portfolios consistently. While I love doing it, it can be frustrating to see the tricks that they fell for. Anyways, conversation for another day. Last thing but not least, and this is another reason not to short. Please understand when I say don't take a long, doesn't mean you don't take a short. You take a short. In this case here, we have all reasons to leave your long position open. Okay, 0 reasons to consider closing it. I would recommend, again, adjusting your stop loss higher, potentially considering taking some profit. These profitable trades here, for example, are because we take profit, folks. We're not just holding on for dear life until the price hits, $1,000 and we get like a 1,000,000x return. While that can happen, and there are cases and situations that does occur, it's few and far between. This is why 90% of people that try to trade fail, because they don't know how to take profit. It's really simple, folks. Take profit, adjust your stop loss higher, and continue to enjoy those rewards. Okay, while you could have had twice the return if you had held, the likelihood of getting twice that return is very low. Okay. It's exponentially more challenging to take profit is the longer you hold on to something. Okay. Anyways, just some friendly advice. I hope that made sense. Sorry if I can sound like a broken record. Last thing but not least, highly recommend Bitunix, phenomenal exchange, link down below. You get significant benefit rewards using my link to register. They have no KYC or VPN is required. And we have trading competitions. They're also adding roughly 200 trading pairs to their exchange soon, the BONK being one of those. Okay. So again, folks, check them out. Highly recommended. Absolutely love them. Thank you again, Bitunix, and thank you as well for watching and learning, hopefully, something here today. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and we'll see you the next one. Take care.